So one of the things that I have to focus on when I'm doing this is to make sure that this end of the material doesn't stick out so far that this hangs in the door. I need to be able to close the door and open the door without this trying to pull off. So I can see here that I got a pretty good space there. Now that's closed all the way. And see, there's nothing holding here. There's nothing grabbing that material. So I can go ahead and put my screws down the side of here and anchor this door. I can actually do it all the way around. Now I've got a pretty good anchor right here. So probably what I'll do is to put about 3 like I did in the front door. Maybe about 1, 2, and 3. And then maybe 1 here and 1 here. That might be enough for this side here. I've got these little upholstery washers, and those work really good with, you got these Tech screws. These are 1-inch Tech screws. By going into the door around the edge, I'm not at any risk of messing with this window. And I can go ahead and put that window back up for now, just to make sure. I will have a door handle here. Now this hole is a little bit big for that, but I should be able to get that to fit, get that door handle to fit there with no problem. I suppose just for good measure I could check that before I put the screws in it. I didn't put an armrest on this door because this seat sits farther back than the edge of the door. Your arm's not going to be up in here, it's going to be back there. So if I want to put an armrest, I can put it back there. Let's go ahead and put some screws in this here. All right, I can put the handles on it now. Now I'm going to want to cut some washers on this like I did the front door. Remember I cut a little plastic washer to go under each one of these knobs. Well, I don't have any more of this blue material, but what I can do is get me a tea jug or a milk jug and just cut that. Most of that's going to be underneath this anyway, plus it's going to be in the back seat. Yeah, so I'll go find me some piece of plastic to cut me some circles with, and then I'll come back with those, and then we'll put the handles on. Now what I'm going to do to make my nylon gasket, each one of these goes underneath the handle, sort of like this. I've got another one there for the window crank. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw a circle on the back of each one based on that. And then I'll go up to my drill press and I'll drill a hole here and here. And I'll take my scissors and I'll cut this washer out, and then I'll put that washer behind each one of these on the door. That way this part of this won't be rubbing against that material when I turn the crank. That's made out of the back side of a tea jug. Now this one is for the door handle. And this one is for the window. Okay. So I guess the next thing I want to put on is the window handle. Now the window handle is the one that has the hole in it, and the pin goes down through the hole, and there's a cap that goes over this and a spring that goes over that. I'm going to go get the spring, and I've got the cap right here and the pin, and then we'll see if we get that pin in there without losing it. I might want to put some of that dielectric white grease, clear grease on this too. Alrighty, there's one of them. Now the next one is one that's going to take that little funny looking piece of metal that I showed you earlier. And that's one I want to be extra careful with so as not to lose it. Now, I've used all of the black stuff that's on the doors. So I've got an area to do down where that white part ends, and then there's a window there, and then there's like a fender down below that. Well, that could be done, and this part up here that goes along the top of the car, that could be done. But this door is done, and I had a heck of a time getting that handle on there. I wound up reversing the little brown thing that goes over the clips because I just couldn't get it in there otherwise. And then I wrapped some tape behind that and put a twist tie so that that won't move. And what that's there for is, other than for looks, it's there to hold that handle, that pin in place. Now this side over here doesn't even have a door handle. This has got a Husky door handle because that's all we had to work with there. It is what it is. And I'm going to be doing this side, so it may wind up that I wind up taking that handle off, putting it over here anyway. I haven't quite gotten far enough along to be thinking about that yet. But that's what she looks like now with that door panel done. And I suppose I could close that door so you can see what it looked like with the door closed. And I'm probably going to take her out for a ride, just to ride around, see what it feels like. Because by doing that, I've added some insulation to the doors. If you think about it, even that material is insulating. So I've insulated the doors more. Now I don't plan to paint the dash. I'm going to leave the dash the color that it is. I like that. Mike painted that, and I'm not going to touch it. If I do anything, I'll probably be cleaning it. I'll get over in there with a little small brush or something and some soap and water and just clean around those gauges on that steering column and all of that. And I will want up top there, I'm going to want to make something to go up there at some point. I've got a little bit of the white left, but not much. And what I may do next is get what I have out and start measuring it and seeing how much I've got. See if I can get enough to go along the top part there. But I think before I do any of that, I'm just going to take her for a drive. And I was playing with the choke a little this morning. I might play with it a little more. It didn't start exactly the way I wanted it to, so I'll poke around with that first, and then we'll go for a ride.